Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Monday Bagel. I'm your host, Michał Jackowski, and today I'm delighted to be joined by Tom Braegelmann. Tom is not only a German and US attorney, but also an expert in leveraging generative AI for everyday legal work. He's here to help us explore how AI can transform daily tasks for lawyers. Tom, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Michał. Dziękuję for having me. Greetings from Berlin to Poznan.
Tom, you say that it's a great time to be a modern lawyer.
Indeed,
So
it
can
is.
you elaborate on what you mean by that and how generative AI contributes to this exciting time?
Yes, I enjoy being a lawyer. We all know giving legal advice or working as a judge has its boring parts. I'm not saying this in a negative way. There's a lot of grunt work to do, and that's normal. But for me, it's still fun. I like to do it, and I'm happy if there are tools available that help me in a way enjoy it more, but also deliver better in a way services to my clients, maybe even in a faster way. So it's exciting times. It's a great time to be a modern lawyer. That's kind of a nice claim, and I think it's true. When you think back in the times, I'm so old already. When I studied law, I didn't have legal databases really. If people were hiding a book in the library, then you couldn't give a good legal in a way reasoning. So having access to more tools is, I think, better for everyone. And if you're good, you'll be better. If you have certain limits, then maybe some things help you to be better for your client and better for, I don't know, for society and for the rule of law.
So going deeper, what tools or platforms would you recommend to begin with, or can you show us some simple use cases to start? GPT, Gemini, or something else? What do you use, and maybe we can start exploring it.
Yes, let's explore. Let's see what we can do. We are at an interesting technological moment. The last theoretical thing I'm going to say before we dive in is the various AIs that are now on the market. They are in a way all similar. What is different is the UX. I mean, how do you use it? Is it implemented into your system at the university or in your law firm, or is it a separate system? And that's going to filter out this next year, like how do we use this in a way that is seamless and easy to use. But what I'm going to show you in a way is something that applies to everything. Now, let me share my screen here. I'm in ChatGPT here right now. You see ChatGPT? We're not going to deal with the question, oh, can I really use this? Or am I a provider or a deployer under the AI Act? That's all very important, right? I'm not dissing this. I'm not saying, oh, it's so easy to use, go ahead, right? We all know data protection is extremely relevant and legally protected and legally enforced. And I guess under Polish law, you also have laws that protect the secrecy and attorney-client privilege. Same in Germany. So be careful when you put anything in here, and maybe you need another company that offers you something that gives you the legal assurances as well. But ChatGPT is great because it shows you what it can do, right? And I have a few examples that show you just exactly. Imagine you are in Poland, right? And you present a company in Poland that owns some real estate in Germany, and it wants to terminate a tenant that is in a way living there, a private person. It's a very lifelike example, and again, the law is tricky. Now, Poland is, I think, also a civil law tradition, so maybe we can have something here. So I'm using ChatGPT now in the English way. You can set it to any other language. I still use it sometimes in German as well. I'm a Polish lawyer representing a Polish company that owns some housing real estate in Berlin, full stop. We need to terminate a few tenants in the Berlin buildings, comma, they are private citizens, comma, they live there, full stop. Can we send the termination letters via email, comma, is that valid under German law? And if not, comma, what do we do then? Question mark. Provide me the answer in German and in English and in Polish in a table, left English and in the right column, Polish. I'm using a very old-fashioned dictation software here, Dragon, right? I started this in 2016, and I've been schlepping my data files with me from computer to computer. There's a lot of training in there. Still gets names wrong. You could train the names. It's the old-fashioned AI. It's like you have to train it. But what's great in a way about the current AI, it's these transformers that were developed at Google, is they can understand questions and concepts because of their context and the general ability and to make sense of it. So termination of tenancy in German, validity of email. Under German law, the termination of a tenancy is some strict formal requirements, correct. And then it cites the correct provision, says it has to be in written form. Email does not meet the definition of written form under this provision. It's correct, right? So they're not legally valid. I could now, in a way, be a bit picky and say the invalidity comes from the provision before. And I would add as well the provision that mandates the invalidity. And then it should be doing this, okay? And I don't know, Michal, is the Polish good? Is it legible? Is it understandable?
Yes, it's understandable. It's quite clear, and it uses a proper legal wording.
See, and I just said, please include the provision that mandates. I mean, there's a provision that says if written form is mandated and you don't use written form, it's invalid. It's for a lawyer, it's super clear, right?
Yes.
Laypersons would say, why do we need this? But that's in a way how it operates. And I just said, please add this, and it added the next provision, 125 of the German Civil Code, and it quotes this, and the quotation is correct. And then it explains this to me. Now, I just added the Polish to say, look, it is even writing very well in Polish and can explain this. And then you could review this and get a result there. So that's in a way what it tells me as a general statement. Now the question would be if you were a lawyer at that or an in-house lawyer at that company, you wouldn't send this to the management, right? They would say, this is not the style where we receive information. So I would then rephrase this. When I have reviewed this and I say, this is correct, if I've identified the problem and if in a way legally solved this, again, if you're not a lawyer who knows about this, then it might be tricky to confirm it's correct, but it's very often correct. Well, I would now do this. I'm the lawyer of the company that needs to inform the management that this is the legal situation, full stop. Draft my short email to the CEO of the company, Mr. Jakowski, who doesn't have very much time and doesn't like legalese, what the situation is, full stop. He prefers short, concise emails with lots of bullet points, full stop. Again, in English and Polish. And that's when it gets interesting, right? You've identified the problem in a way, you've clarified it. What is above there could also be done by a human with legal research, right? I'm just creating it to show you that's one of the things it can do. But what is also great is you could insert something that you have in a way written or partly written with an AI, and then say, okay, I need you to create an email that informs others about this. And that's partly what we as lawyers do. Clarify the situation. We might write a memo or not, or we have it in our head, or we document our research, and then we have to inform our client or the other side. And we do this usually in a condensed way. That has to be correct. It's tricky. It's almost like a translation, but not in a different language, but from legalese to human language in a way. But it's so nice to have this in a way drafted for you. Dear Mr. Jakowski, I hope this email finds you well. Here's a concise summary of the legal requirements for terminating tenancy agreements in Berlin. Written form is mandatory. Invalidity of non-compliant notices. Next steps, prepare a formal written tenant, send the letters via registered mail. I guess that's what a very busy Polish CEO could deal with, right?
Yes, that's perfect, concise, and in Polish it's also well written, I can assure you.
Now I could work with something else. I could, for instance, upload the AI Act, right? I guess the AI Act, how do you call it in Polish actually?
We call it AI Act because it's so concise, everyone understands it. Polish real name is a bit too long, so even when we are now consulting a Polish law implementing AI Act, and everyone says ustawa implementująca AI Act, so the law implementing AI Act.
Now what I did here is I uploaded the AI Act into ChatGPT. That's one of the strong things that AI can do. It can work with documents. People just use it as an oracle without adding anything. then sometimes you get bad results because it's not live connected to the internet, or it's like me. If you ask me now, where's, I don't know, certain criminal provisions regulated in the German criminal code, I don't do criminal law. I might remember, I might misremember. I should better look it up, right?
Yes.
And looking it up, that's something we lawyers do, but we're trained to confirm. So what I did here is I uploaded the actual AI Act from the official journal. I took the English version, and it's, as you can see, 144 pages. That's another thing. It is a reading help. It also makes mistakes, but in that regard, it's intelligent in a different way than humans, because it can extremely quickly go through documents in a way that we could never do, and then help us there and get a grip on this. And so I uploaded the AI Act there, and I'm going to ask it a question. I'm looking at the AI Act, and I wonder, is a calculator an AI system within the meaning of the AI Act? Question mark. Please look at the recitals and the definition of AI system, and write me a short, concise memo that is analyzing whether a simple calculator is an AI system or not. Full stop. The memo should have the following format: colon, Roman numeral 1, facts; Roman numeral 2, questions; Roman numeral 3, answers; Roman numeral 4, legal analysis. And you see, it's because of Dragon being not such a great speech to text recognition system. It makes mistakes, but ChatGPT doesn't care. It knows what I mean. It's this stuff. If I Google Michal Jakowski and I spell you in a way Michael with AE, right? It would immediately tell me, oh, you mean Michal Jakowski in Poznan, right? Tom Braegelmann with P, Tom Braegelmann. It would give you these systems. Google is also AI. Know what you mean depending on PageRank and context, right? Memo analysis of whether a simple calculator constitutes an AI system under the AI Act. So it defines a calculator. That's in a way what we lawyers always say. In a way, we're sneaky. We're not in a way looking at the world. We're looking at the facts. If our memo is wrong, then we can say, look, I only applied these facts. Maybe they don't correspond with the world, but my advice only corresponds to the world as defined here. That's in a way a way of limiting liability, but I think any professional client understands this. So very often, if you want to change a memo, you have to work here at the facts and say, maybe it's different. Okay, let's say that this is fixed set of algorithms, does not involve self-learning, adaptiveness, or inferential reasoning. So in the facts, I in a way already rule out that it's an AI. It's kind of sneaky. It's like a petitio principii, but why not? Right? We can, of course, change. Does a simple calculator qualify as an AI system? If not, which elements of the AI's definition excluded from this classification? Is not an AI system arises from the lack of essential characteristics. So, and then it says AI is defined as a software that, and it mentions recital 12, but it doesn't mention the provision. So it looked it up, but it was a bit lazy. So I'm saying needs quote of art from AI Act that says so. So I'm like the grumpy old partner that scribbles it in the margins line as a nice memo, Tom, but I need the provision cited, right? So, and the provision is, of course, in the AI Act. That's where it is, right? AI system means a machine-based system that is designed to la 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 la. Let's see, I asked it to quote this. 3.1 is the machine that is designed to operate with varying levels. It gives me where it quotes this. It quotes it, I think, from a different website. That can still be improved, right? Where it's saying, come on, use the official website. Okay, and I say, thanks. Now the memo again, please.
This experiment shows how important the prompting is and how important
Yes.
the supervision is. So, so without your supervision and trust only to the recitals and to the first version of the answer would be not enough.
But you see, interestingly enough, it gives me Article 3.1 and says, and it knew it before. I just said, can you please cite it? It got it right. And it mentioned further, the other thing is recital 12. And that's correct, because recital 12 says the notion of AI system should clearly be defined and should be. And that's interesting, right? Again, these systems are almost impossible or difficult to use if you have no clue. But as soon as you have a clue, but in a way are like, there's a new act, you're unsure, what could it be? And you are diligent and careful. Then it's nice to have a machine that's also diligent and careful, and it's not hallucinating as much as people say. As soon as you put true documents in, so if I put the correct PDF in it, and it's a nice PDF, it's very tiny, it's 2 megabytes, it's just text, it's not a scan. Any AI can work beautifully with it, right?
Do you have experience which types of files fit the best and which should be avoided to upload?
Well, these systems can do text recognition, but often they reject it if the PDF is long. So if you have documents that are scans that are not in a way text in a PDF, you need to use another software for OCR, for optical character recognition. I don't know about Poland, but in Germany, that's for many a big hurdle. Because if their scanner doesn't do it automatically, that's why many people have it. Most scanners nowadays, if you scan to PDF, it adds OCR. But if you happen to have a PDF, maybe from olden times, that's what I have in restructuring. I sometimes have PDF collections that are 20 years old.
Okay.
People didn't do OCR back then. The scans are awful. And then you have to run, I don't know, optical character recognition over 1,000 pages, which is easy to do with any software. But if you don't spend 100 euros for that kind of software, then it's tricky. So PDFs with no text recognition don't work, right? You get a result. I can't read this, and then people give up. So do the text. There's so many apps for the iPhone. Come on. And then it works very well, right? And Word docs work also well. PowerPoint works well. The export into PowerPoint also work. That's kind of nice. Audio files don't work so well. There's this whisper function in ChatGPT. Like if you use the app on the phone, Android or iPhone, you can dictate beautifully, much better than Dragon. But it wouldn't usually transcribe audio files. It can. The AI definitely can, but the UX, and that's what I was talking about before. If you need to have transcripts, there are other companies that now offer this using this here. It can make mistakes. We always need to know what's good and what's bad about this. So here I have this legal analysis, and it says here I have an AI system, simple calculator functionality. So what does it do? So it gives me first the facts. It says the questions. No, it's not an AI system because Article 3.1 and Recital 12. Legal analysis. It gives me the law. It's in a way like in German we say Subsumptionsautomat. It's like a subsumption machine, a legal reasoning machine. When I was in law school, we were in a way taught that cannot exist. You could say it is still not one, it's only simulating one. It's just text, right? And whether this is correct or not, I say I'm giving it the facts. The system is not by itself taking in the facts. So we are still in control of what do we put in, what do I say is relevant. If I get the wrong AI Act because I take the AI Act of China or or of California, there are laws, then I'm lost. So we still decide what's in a way going to be worked with here. But then this is a nice helping tool. If I say this is great, I could now add legal articles that add more to this, right? And say, can you please cite the source? ChatGPT is nice because it can search for this. Look for some articles in English and German and Polish that address the issue what an AI system is under the AI Act. Full stop. Articles from the year 2024, please. Now it searches the internet. For a long time, ChatGPT was searching the web with Bing, second best search engine in the world that no one uses because it's really not good. But they just improved and have their own search now, which is fast. It's still not as good as Google, but it's much better and it's very fast. So it says it found articles, a primer on the AI Act. That's by OpenAI. Nice. Artificial Intelligence Act. Oh, so the European Data Protection Supervisor says something. Here, the Germans have something, and Polish articles. So definicja systemu AI w reportowaniu o sztucznej inteligencji. Let's have a look at this. Euractiv, right? Maybe. Oh, it's written. It would appear that this is a Polish author, right? Like Jalina Spirka. So I don't know, but this is a Polish article, and I would say now, okay, these articles provide insights. And I would say, that's great, include all of these articles at the places where it fits and cite them in a professional manner. So maybe add some verbatim quotations and always make sure that the citation to the article is included and also the link. I want the link actually in the text in brackets, parentheses, so that it looks like a real legal memo, right? Not only making the argument, but actually citing sources. And you could also then add a PDF and saying, look, there's a great article by Michal Jakowski. Please use it and cite it. And they're all great at already looking in this and making it fit. If I put in the right sources, it would do this. So I have here the legal analysis. Funny thing is, the link is there, but it doesn't.
It's not visual.
There it is. Now it's visual. Now you see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's typical American fashion. They get this thing on the road, and it's better done than perfect. So like this, it quotes it, but now they appear. Okay. As the audio points out, so it is giving me quotations here. And for further, the Polish discusses the implications of this exclusion. I would then add, that's not how a lawyer cites sources. I always need the date of the article and, of course, the name of the author in front. Come on, improve this. This is, again, an example. We're working with the law. It reads it quickly, and it does this here.
But it's a great example. In a few minutes, we have a memo with citations. Of course, we need to supervise it and to check whether the sources are relevant, but you cannot do it manually so fast.
And it cites Max Schrems, who is a serious source on anything in AI and data technology in Europe. You might not agree with him, but he's a serious person that has serious arguments that you might share or not. But see, so I was just a bit too fast. It was, while it was still writing, the links were not visible, but when it's done writing, it is visible. So it cites this here. Let's go there. And that's kind of nice. It's also dangerous because you might, example domain, and then here we have a citation that might be blank, might be hallucinated. So you have to work with, what I prefer is always to add in documents, but this is, here, let's see, Klaus Meyer, Artikel 3, Definition und Gesetz. But what's great, and in the European spirit, it finds sources in other languages and cites them in English or in any other language, right? Yeah. So this is an article by, well, it cites the law. Okay, well.
It's not perfect.
Okay. So there you go. It can help, right? And let's move further, and I'm going to show you now what I could do. It's like, maybe again you have to represent this to your client who is making calculators in Poznan, and they say, we're not reading memos and all that. Can you give me this in a PowerPoint presentation? I say, of course. Create a nice Polish language PowerPoint presentation for my client who runs a calculator manufacturing company in Poznan. Just 5 slides, please. All right. The trick is, I'm not yet in PowerPoint. When you use Copilot by Microsoft, you would be directly in PowerPoint, and you are so excited, thinking, yeah, I can do everything, but it doesn't work well yet. Microsoft is still having issues there. But what is great about ChatGPT, in a way, it's kind of funny. It's in a way a simple text generator, like very basic. It's like we're in the year 2024, and we're excited about text generators. But of course, we can then put the text to other users. And as lawyers, as we deal with text, we will rarely have contracts that are just presentations or comics. I guess in Poland, you probably can also conclude a contract via WhatsApp, just thumbs up. We just had a court decision in Germany where court says, in theory, that works, in the specific case not. So it's now creating the PowerPoint presentation. Hold on, usually doesn't take long. Yeah, is it coming now? Hello? Yeah.
Oh, it writes you in Polish.
Of course, I said in Polish, and I download it. I could also say, here, first I'm downloading it. What I usually do is I first open it up as a text here because I first want to review the slides. You know, with the PowerPoint, once you're in the slides, it's difficult to change something across the slides, like exchange a name or something. Like, so what my recommendation nowadays when you do PowerPoint, do it in ChatGPT, and once the text is final, you say, give it to me as a PowerPoint for download. It gives me the presentation, and I could have shaped it before this way or that way, and it's just blank slides. But it's great actually, because you go through this, and then what I do is I just copy everything, and I go to my regular presentation, which has a nice format that I like from my law firm. That's still something you need to do. There's some tools, but in a way, how you want your things to look. So I'm here now in my presentation, and I add the slides. And then now in the format of our law firm. So there's still a little bit of formatting to do, but that's kind of nice. So we're coming to this in a moment here, but that's in a way what I wanted to show you. That's in a way one of the great things about this. Apart from the technology, what we as lawyers very often do is we have a problem, which is a mixture of facts and law, and we take in more law and facts, and then we have to create different kind of documents like internal memo, external memo, PowerPoint, letter to the client, letter to the other side, letter to my colleague, can you do this and that, please? Now you can transform the concept of your case into different shapes if you put it like this, and that's really helpful. But that also means we still have to work, because the concept, you have a tool that helps you, and it remembers all of this, right? I can go back to this chat tomorrow, right? I can download parts of it. So that's also helpful. Sometimes you look back and you realize, you look at the invoice, something, this is what we did 2 years. What did we do there? It's like you look at the emails and you realize, oh, we discussed it in a phone call. Nobody really remembers. Did I give this advice? Self-documentation is also a big important thing, and this is helpful here, right? So that's another thing that is that I think is kind of nice.